When it came to dealing with regime loyalists, guys that were in like a structured military, they might just have been Iraqi soldiers. They're not fanatical or motivated by insane ideology versus the extreme terrorist or guys like Zarqawi, bin Laden, saw people's heads off, stuff like that. Did it feel better to kill guys like that than regime loyalists, or did it make no difference to you?
It made no difference to me. After a couple of years, I actually kind of respected the military guys. I mean, there's one in particular here that he lives here in North Carolina. Um, he defected during Desert Storm. You should talk to him. I'll put him in. He was a Shia, right? He walked from Baghdad to Saudi Arabia in Desert Storm. Long story, but he ended up in America. He didn't talk to his family until he became a language instructor at Delta. We took him back in '03 to his family's house. He didn't want to call them all those years because he thought Saddam Hussein, would be looking at them. So, from 91 to '03, we took him back and he shows up and they see his son. So I kind of respect people who who fight and who don't. The ones that are just like, they actually do grab kids or women a lot and hide behind them. And you just shoot them. It's not like the movie's like, oh my gosh, they've got it. You just shoot them in the freaking head. That's why we train so much, man.
Right.
Like the movies need to catch up. They've gotten better, but like that doesn't happen. Like, dude, you're giving me your whole nugget there. I'm gonna just your brain's coming out of your head in about half a second.
No, well, on the terrorist side though, I think like you just said, like there's a respect thing with the uniformed soldiers. In World War II, you had the Nazis, they're wearing uniforms. You had the Russians, they're wearing uniforms. You got the U.S. These are standing armies, right? These are trained soldiers. I'm obviously not defending the atrocities of any of those people. Uh,
Right.
and obviously, the United States is the clear cut good guys in World War II, as we are as the United States of America. But now we're talking about people, like you just said, they hide behind women and children. They behead people, they behead Americans. I mean, it just has to feel good to know that when you kill one of those guys, you're taking an absolute scumbag off the table.
For sure, man. And like one in particular, we had just cleared this whole village, nasty people, and we had done gun runs. I mean, it was like there's a bunch of them in this small village. Our intel is good, so like we always got our guys. This particular village, we just caught them a bunch of bad dudes, gun runs. So like we're coming over the berm right after the gun runs. There's dudes laying there with their guts out, like, hey, help, you know, and it's like good. And we clear this whole village. We get to the last one. And when we talked about it later, like everybody had this weird feeling, but there's this woman, and I'm like four in the stack, and she turns around and it's a dude wearing a dress with an AK and shoots my three buddies in front of me. They go down and missed me. But so we did what we did, flanked around. My team leader killed him, but then there's a bunch of people in the house. So we set up like we do to take a house down, and we poke a hole in it with the rocket. And it's this man. This is like it was either the pepper story or this one that I was going to talk to my therapist about. This is a tough one. So this house starts burning, and then you hear kids crying. And so I'm like, okay, they're gonna let the kids out, right? I'm like, hey, boss, we need to get the kids out. Nobody did anything. Nobody knew what to do. This is still the one that just bugs the shit out of me. So I hear screaming, the house is burning. I don't know exactly what I'll have. I mean, we're evacing our guys. My good friends are gut shot and shot in the shoulder, and like for the third and fourth time in their careers. So it was a very. I still don't know everything that happened, but I remember getting high ground and this sort of old man. I'm proud of this. This is nasty, but I'm proud of this. This sort of old man came out the back. Now I was up high about 200 meters away, and I saw him come out and look around, and he thought you know, he was getting out, and I just, I could have shot him right here, but I like shot lower, and I just hit him in the gut, and I watched him, and then again, like I wanted him to hurt, man, and I still do because he kept those kids in that house.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The barbarianism is sickening of what these people are capable of. First off, I'm pretty confident I know two people who got shot in the story you just told. When we turn off the recording, I'll ask. I don't want to name them in case I'm wrong. I semi work at the same. Well, we'll do it when the camera's off. But that's what I'm talking about, though. You're dealing with sadistic, disgusting, evil behavior. Do you think the American public understood the animals you were fighting against?
Some do, a lot do. It seems like most do, but it seems like the ones that don't are the ones that it's like, why are the sheep giving orders to the shepherds, is how I put it. You know,
Unpackage that a little bit. When you say that, what do you mean?
it just seems like the minority, and I'm not talking racial at all.
Right, of course.
Like um, diversity is the byproduct of greatness. Okay, when we make a great team with dudes who are willing to go through what we go through, it's diverse. All right, it just happens like that. So, but I mean, the minority opinion is the loudest. I don't know why. I don't, in a sense, I don't care, but I'm still. It's just that's where we're at, man. There's no leadership. It's certainly not me. Okay, what the reason I'm here and doing this and able to do this and will boldly tell any story and have guys back me up. I'm not going to embellish anything. Um, I did hundreds and hundreds of hits. I have them all recorded. Killed many people and will never regret that. It's the best feeling, the most indescribable feeling to do your job, what you trained to do. Go in there, crush them. I mean, it's like winning a football game, or winning a football game is like that, but it's indescribable to do your job, and come in and they grab a kid and you just poke a hole in their head. Like the best sniper shot I ever took was 2 meters away. I never took a long, sexy shot. I was a sniper for a while, but this guy grabbed his wife and was rolling, using her for protection, and I'm moving, and I didn't think about it, which is why it was perfect. I just shot him, and his brain came out in his wife's lap. It was the weirdest thing in the world.
What do you think about what do you think it says about a man that would hide behind his wife?
It's a culture um, that is different, and it's not the norm, because I learned Arabic after this, and I went to many countries in plain clothes without a weapon. Once I learned the language and the culture, I don't know. It was just, there's people like that in our country that would do that, the cowards, and those are the ones that seem to have the loudest voice.